Now, for those of you who don't know, we have a legend in the house tonight. Now, David played a very famous character from television. You're probably not going to guess this one. Because I don't think of this when I think of Tantra. But
Most
maybe you can.
don't.
He played Barney the dinosaur for 10 years. How did you land that opportunity?
Long story short, it was a blessing. And it was a blessing from above, because one of the things that I always contribute with my life is always being spiritually led and following the signs. And when I was quitting my job as a software analyst to get into acting full time, I started working at a school in Dallas, the Young Actors Studio. And this casting director came in one day and saw me working with these 3-4-year-olds. And they were looking for someone to replace the original Barney who had done the home videos. And he had gone to the Army, so they were looking for someone to do more videos, and she wanted me to audition for the show. I had never done costume character work before, nor did I want to do costume character work, and I told her, I don't think I want to do this, and she's like, no, I think you'll be perfect. And so she sent me some videotapes to watch the show. Every time I watched the show, I'd fall asleep. And so a lot of things come to me in my dreams, and so one night I had this dream right before the audition. Barney is in my dream. Barney passes out. I have to give Barney mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
Really?
The next morning...
Wait, hold up. That's a freaky-ass dream.
Exactly, right?
You're giving mouth-to-mouth to a purple dinosaur.
But you can look at it freaky, or you can look at it as life-saving.
Oh, okay, my mind's in the gutter. Okay.
So that morning in the shower, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, didn't know. So I'm on my way to the audition. I'm sitting at a stoplight. The spirit says, look up. I look up. There's this billboard that says, breathe life into your vacation, Southwest Airlines. I go to the parking lot, I go to shut off my car. My spiritual number is 22. Whenever I see a 22, I always stop and pray. When I see a 222, I know something's very significant is about to happen. So I look up again, same advertisement, different billboard, breathe life into your vacation, Southwest Airlines. I go to turn off the car, it's 12:22. I was like, oh, okay, all right, something's about to happen. I'm walking across the parking lot, it hits me. Kept falling asleep because Barney was dead. In your dream, you had to breathe life into this character. You go into this audition, you breathe life into this character, you're going on vacation.
Oh my God. I gotta hear the voice.
Well, I didn't do the voice.
Oh, you didn't do the voice? I thought
moved,
you okay.
There was a guy who did the voice at the same time, because to move Barney's mouth, there's a bar padded with a sponge, trade secret, don't tell anybody.
Okay.
I'm biting on the sponge, gripping the sponge, nodding my head up and down. So imagine every syllable is a nod. And I'm hearing the voice at the same time. Now I have to do the acting, the mannerisms, the gestures, the emotions. I got to worry about the blocking, the camera, the lights. Barney's 6'7", he's got a long tail. I can't go on set destroying the set. So what I would do, I'd use energy. I'd close my eyes, I'd feel. I knew exactly where things were. So I can feel the energy. So when I walked on the set, I knew where things were when I'm in the costume. Yeah.
Wow.
But if I had to do the voice, I could.
Oh, there you go.
But that's a bad invitation.
Wow, and Barney was like, man, like the kids went crazy for Barney.
Yeah.
Superstar, like just world renowned, right?
We traveled all, thank you. We traveled all over the world spreading love.
Barney had groupies.
Yeah, Barney has some groupies.
You probably got some good groupie stories. We're gonna get to that later on. All right, is it weird that people still reference you as your Barney character, and does that bother you?
Not at all. I'm wearing my Barney watch today.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm a firm believer of always represent wherever you've come from, because your life is like a jigsaw puzzle. And if you try, and that's why I love Tantra so much, because you have to understand what has happened to you, what is happening to you, what has happened to you, to always keep that a piece of your life story. Because when you look back, and if you've thrown something away, if you've negated something, and you're like, no, I don't want to deal with that, then you're missing a piece of that puzzle. And you're missing something inside. So I pay homage to this, because this, and I get emotional sometimes.
It's okay.
Traveling.
It's okay. It's okay.
Traveling the world, spreading love.
I love it. I love it. And to see like how passionate you are about this, and it just shows me that you're the real deal when it comes to this. It's not just a surface thing for you.
Right.
It's a lot deeper.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I like this. I mean, that was a nice moment. We don't get to see black men like this a lot of times. I think society puts a lot of pressure to like man up, and that's soft to be emotional. I think the opposite actually. I think it's a sign of strength. Like you're just like, okay. You know?
And I'm going to talk about that.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about that.
So let's get into this Tantra, and how does it work?
Hold on, let me dry these tears.
Oh, okay.
Because it's about to get serious up in here. Barney, you go on now, okay? I love you, but you got to go. All right, so.
Oh, real quick, before we move on, I like what you said because there's a few celebs that were played iconic characters that they're so recognizable for, and they get offended sometimes if you refer to them as their one character. I interviewed an actress one time, and I referred to her as a character. I'm not going to put her on blast, but she got so mad at me for referencing the biggest character she's ever played, right? And I'm like, that's part of your story, though. Just like when people are on social media, you break up with someone, you had a boyfriend, girlfriend, and you delete all traces of them. I'm like, but that's part of your story. Like, deleting them doesn't delete them from what your experience. It's part of, like, who you are today.
Exactly.
You know, so I like that you embrace that still.
And just before we move on, just to piggyback a little bit off of that, of what's been happening to me lately, because the millennials grew up watching Barney, right? And so I like to take these road trips around the country where I used to race, so I like to go find these curvy, windy roads to just go and meditate and zone out. And so I literally go to different states finding these roads. And so I decided on my road trips when I meet people that are that age to now take selfies. And I've started this thing on Instagram called the Barneys Fanclub Gallery. So anyone that I meet that's continuously spreading the love and sharing the love, I'll take their photograph, I'll give them the fan number. And so at the end of the year, I'm going to put this whole collage together of people that I've met.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Because a lot of people wouldn't know unless I let them know. And then they're
Right.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you were Barney? And I'm like, yeah, Google Barney Black Man.
Barney was a black man. All right, black man, let's talk about Tantra. Let's get into it. So I cut you off, so I'm sorry about that. So what is it exactly?
Okay, Tantra is an ancient modality. It's been around before the Bible. And a lot of times I get questions about that too. Tantra is an understanding that your sexual energy, which is also considered your life force energy and your light energy, that energy is a gift from God. And when you understand that that is a gift, then you have a different reverence to that energy. Two different types of Tantra. There's white Tantra, white lotus Tantra, which is what I study and practice, and then there's considered red black Tantra. Red black Tantra deals a lot with couples getting together, elevating and exchanging and raising each other's energy. Whereas white lotus Tantra, you have to study red Tantra before studying white lotus Tantra, because when you understand that white lotus Tantra deals about your energy first. So before you're able to connect with anyone, you increase your life force energy, your light, so that now you are radiating that light from above, connecting with Mother Earth and allowing that energy to flow within you. And, sorry, I gotta bring Barney back out. When I was doing Barney, I understood that kids were more spiritually connected than we are as adults, right? They just aren't aware of it intellectually. So I wanted to be able to connect with a kid in a way that I wanted them sitting at home like this, watching Barney. So what I would do is, I'd take like 30 to 40 minutes and I'd meditate. And what I would do is pull up my Kundalini energy. Now, Kundalini energy is the energy that sits at the base of the spine, where you work your Kegel muscles, right? So that energy coils up the spine. Now, the pharmaceutical symbols of the two snakes coiling together, that represents Kundalini energy. Also represents longevity and health, right?
I always wonder why there was snakes on the medical
Exactly.
side. Like, what is that?
So when you allow that Kundalini energy to rise in a very spiritual, loving, and reverent way, then you're tapping into divine source energy, because God's universal energy is all about love. Get the message? Love. So what I would do is I'd take like 30, 40 minutes, I'd meditate, I'd bring up my energy, I'd bring up that Kundalini energy, I'd bring that energy, allow it to radiate and go up through the crown chakra, then I'd say, okay, God, allow your loving divine energy to flow through me, through the costume, through the cameras, and let that draw the kids in. And there are sometimes I'd be on set, and you're in the costume, and you're just And it's like, all right, Spirit. And the Spirit's just like, ding, ding, ding. People are like, dude, that was amazing. I'm like, it wasn't me. They're like, no, that was amazing. I was like, it wasn't me. Trust me. It was the Spirit.
And you really, like, you feel that in your...
Feel it in everything that I do. So with Tantra, especially with White Lotus Tantra, the more you understand that your sexual energy, like I said, is a gift, then that energy is able to rise. The more it's able to rise, you offer it up to God. Now this transition happens where the energy comes up, goes out through the top of your head, which is considered your crown chakra, Sahasrara. When you allow that energy to go out, just imagine this rainbow going out, coming back down, and then going down into Mother Earth. Now, Mother Earth has a lot of healing properties. The electromagnetic plates of the Earth, the energy vortexes of the Earth, that energy now can come up in you and cause longevity and health also. So you're allowing your life force energy to connect with God's universal energy, flow back down to Mother Earth's magnetic energy, and you have this recirculating energy of love and joy constantly flowing in you. So no matter what, you're constantly beating this energy of life, of love.
How do we get like that? Because I feel like you're just like so much better of a human being than I am. I'm like, how do I get like that? Because that seems like a lot of work. It seems like a lot of focusing, and it seems like something that you have to be really special to be able to like operate like that. You know what I mean? To be so self-aware and connecting, and most people have blocks and doubt things, and how do you shake off that negativity and allow yourself to be so open to receive this love?
I say it's an 8-day, 28-hour-a-day process. So therefore you extend the 724 to 828. What you do is you're constantly thinking positive energy.
Okay.
You're constantly shifting your mind. If you see something that's out of whack, what's my message in that? If someone's approaching you that you feel their energy is awry, that they're now causing your energy to go awry, you have to shift it and go, okay, well, all right, do I want to take on that person's energy, or do I want to stay with where I'm at? Now, a lot of times people that are vibrating on a lower frequency, they may not have that loving light energy to start off with.
Because everybody don't have love and light, right?
Exactly.
Some people just ain't, they just ain't shit.
There's yin and yang. Exactly.
Oh, I said sorry. You said it more pretty than I did.
That's all good.
Do you cuss?
Sometimes I do, but I try not to say shit every now and then.
Barney says shit. When I think of Tantra, I think of, I mean, is it true that, you know, with Tantra, you can have hours of sex?
Absolutely.
Okay, can we get into that part now?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Other part was good too, I just want
okay.
it's for them.
When two spiritual beings connect, right? And in Tantra, we don't even call it sex. We call it spiritual intimacy, okay? So just that, you heard that? Just the thought of just saying that in your mind, other than we're about to have sex, or you say, we're about to have spiritual intimacy.
You got game, huh?
So then what happens is it triggers something in you.
Right.
Now, goddess energy, feminine energy is the greatest energy in the cosmic universe. Men, learn that. Goddess energy is the greatest energy in the cosmic universe. We would not be here if it wasn't for goddess energy. We are not created through male energy. We are a seed planted from the male energy, then born through the feminine energy. Therefore, without the feminine energy, we would not exist. Therefore, we have to honor goddess energy. So just by the simple fact of me changing we're about to have sex to we're about to have spiritual intimacy, you notice my change, because then there's an honor and a respect that comes with that wording. So you now receive that energy from me because you are receptors. You're like a plug in a wall, a receptacle in a wall. The man, we're a plug, we're an appliance. We can plug in any socket and keep it moving.
And y'all do.
Without emotions attached to it. Exactly. That's just the way we're wired.
Okay.
Women, you receive that energy, and that energy can get stored in you. And if it's been a toxic relationship, if it's been something that's been taking advantage, if you've been molested or raped or something that has caused your sexual energy now to be out of whack, and I don't mean whack in a bad word, but just not coherent to your spirit, then you are now radiating and vibrating that energy. Energy attracts like energy. So when you have that energy and you're not understanding how sacred that your goddess energy is, you radiate that. So you're going to draw in somebody that's not going to appreciate that energy.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I want to get into your sessions. Now, they include removing emotionally blocked energy and sexual traumas while rejuvenating divine sacred energy. Now, how do you accomplish that with your patients, and how does that affect your patients? Like when they leave, how are they feeling?
They feel great. But can I answer the first question first?
Please.
Because I know I kind of sidetracked.
It's okay.
So what happens is, now when you connect with somebody, as a male connecting with feminine energy, you're honoring that energy. So then there's a situation where we don't even call penetration. We call it an invitation. Where the yoni is Sanskrit for vagina, that is considered the magical garden of love and light. The lingam is Sanskrit for penis, that is considered the magical wand of light. So the lingam is now invited into the yoni. And when the lingam is invited into the yoni, think of it as someone coming into your home that you've invited to your home, and they're bringing you a gift. So the lingam is bringing the yoni a gift of love, light, honor, and respect. So your yoni is now going, come on in and let's celebrate this union together. So then as the body then focuses on the energy, your spirit has already started having spiritual intimacy. Your mind is now already connected with that other person, so your body is basically along for the ride. So now those two energies are weaving together, and as the energy is now weaving, it's causing your energy to uplift, elevate. So then it's not about the orgasm, it's not about the rush, it's not about the penetration, it's not about having sex, it's about weaving together. And you have this melodic, beautiful, harmonious ceremony that's taking place, because it is a ceremony. When two spirits are being intimate together, it's a ceremony. So it can extend and extend and extend. Let's take a break. Let's get something to drink. Okay, you got some water? Sure. Got some Kool-Aid? Now I'm okay, yeah. And then you come back to it, and then you extend that. And so it's not about the act, it's about the energy flow of the two spirits connecting together.